Welcome back, listeners, to the Lust for Life podcast, where you'll be joining a girl on her journey to discovering the depths of emotional intelligence. This is your host, Tennessee Reed. Welcome back, everyone. It's so great to have you. I'm so excited to be recording another episode for y'all, and I'm really excited about today's topic. It's about the new book that just came out, and it was written about Deion Sanders. He wrote it himself, and he also reads it himself on Audible, which makes it even better, because if you listen to him talk, he's so much fun to listen to. But before we dive into that, I want to talk about a couple things. The first is I had somebody this week talking to me about my podcast, and they were saying how elegantly I speak and how they just wish they could speak like that. Obviously, from my point of view, I feel like I'm definitely a work in progress. I've made progress making my podcast with my speech and my verbiage, and I've really listened to myself and I've improved a lot. And I was just thinking about that statement that this girl made and how blessed I am to have this podcast. There's been so many blessings that have come from it, such as I've improved my speech. I've improved my ability to just kind of talk about intimate topics or any topics with ease, which did not come easily for me at the beginning. If you listen to my first episodes, it's a lot more choppy than it is now. That is one of the blessings. Another blessing is I've made some amazing connections that I would never have made. I've reached out to people I would never have reached out to, and I've connected with old friends that I haven't connected to in a long time that would never have happened. So not only am I improving myself and I'm talking about my emotional journey, but I'm also connecting with others in a way that I never would have before, and it's creating these deep relationships that I know are going to last a lifetime. Because when you talk about these deep topics with somebody and you reach out to somebody, it creates that connection. And when you have that connection, you can go a long time without revisiting this person and still have that deep connection. And it's truly a blessing to be able to connect with people through this podcast. The last big blessing that I've noticed that comes from this podcast is my own improvement of myself. These episodes are a bit of affirmations for me. I've noticed that I didn't make them at the beginning for the intention of that, but these episodes are my affirmations, and I've re-listened to my episodes, and it just kind of reminds me of who I am. It reminds me of my confidence and who Tennessee is and what she's going to do. Sometimes you wander off this path of where you want to be, and you're obviously in good places some days and not so good places the other days. So re-listening to my episodes helps me to almost stand in front of the mirror and show me who I am. So those are three big blessings that I've noticed that I obviously did not expect at the beginning, and I'm just so blessed to be able to have this opportunity, and I'm so blessed that I've persevered through technological issues, because obviously it takes a bit of technology to get this up and running and get it all published and everything, and I want that for you. So if you are interested in starting a podcast about anything, if you're interested, just reach out to me, email me, message me through Instagram. My Instagram's literally, I think, Tennessee Reed. If you search that up, my name will come up. And just let me know that you're interested. I'm happy to help you start a podcast, and I'm happy to help coach you through that podcast. I want to start helping others feel the same blessings that I have felt through podcasting, and I want to build this podcasting community. It's such a beautiful, authentic, and real community. So if you've been touched and you've been wanting to start a podcast and you just don't know how, because it is a little tricky at the beginning, once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. I'm here for you. So you just reach out to me. The best is probably through Instagram, Tennessee Reed, and I'm more than happy to help you. The second thing I want to discuss, if you've listened to my previous episodes, you know that I am obsessed with my Audible. I love my Audible account. I love my Audible books. I'm constantly listening to new books. On my Instagram, I have a saved highlight of some of the best books I've read, and I kind of leave a review underneath them. I love self-improvement. I love filling my head each morning with good words. I mean, it's great if I remember them, but even if I don't remember every word that I listen to, I'm filling my head and my brain and my thoughts with positive, confident words, and it just sets your day. That being said, I want to start a book club. It will be a virtual book club. We would meet once a month. We'd read a book together, and then when we meet virtually once a month via Zoom, I'm going to record our discussion and I'm actually going to put it on our podcast. So even if you cannot attend the session once a month, you can still listen to our book club and our discussion, and you can still be a part of it. I want to create this culture. I already have, but I want to create even more of a culture and share my passion for reading these books and reading these autobiographies and analyzing these people's lives and how we can implement pieces of their advice into our own lives. So if you're interested in that, also message me, because I really want to put that together. I'm starting to get a group together. I'm starting to get maybe some book lists. And if you have a book recommendation, message me and let me know. I love book recommendations. They're my favorite thing ever. So I'm really excited to start a book club. So if you're ready to join, just message me through Instagram at Tennessee Read. Okay, back to our main topic for today. Deion Sanders. He just released a book, I believe in March. It was just like a little over a month ago, and it is so good. I am a bit embarrassed to say I had no idea who Deion Sanders was or Coach Prime until he started coaching at Colorado. But I watched the Colorado State game last fall because me and Jake got really into it. And I'm just like, there's something about this guy. I freaking love this coach. I love his energy. I love what he's doing to his teams. And we stayed up till 2 a.m. watching that Colorado State game, which was the most watched, I believe, football game in history on the eastern side of the country, because we had to stay up till 2 a.m. to finish watching that football game. And it was so awesome. They ended up winning. I just love the energy of Deion Sanders. I just knew something was special about him. And Jake and I, we wanted to buy Colorado gear and everything. I'm like, I have no idea anything about this school, but I just freaking love Deion Sanders. So when I saw he released his book, it was a must have. I absolutely bought it immediately and started listening to it. Jake also listened to it, and we've discussed it, and we just both love it. The reason why I love this book so much, it's the fundamentals. It's simple. It's authentic. You can just tell it is from the heart of Deion Sanders. If someone were to come up to me and ask, what's one book that you recommend to me to change my life today? I would recommend this one. And the reason I say that is, again, it's the fundamentals. He keeps it so simple. His concepts are so easy to understand, and he's so authentic. It was so validating to read his book because so many of my own insecurities or my own worries, he totally validated that, and he totally worked through that himself in his life. And so him sharing his success stories and his failures also helped me to kind of work through my own emotions through my life. One of the big takeaways that I took away from his book was be your true authentic self. You hear this all the time. You hear from people, be the best version of yourself, be your true authentic self. What does that mean? For me, it's taken me so long to even slightly discover, who am I really? I've been told I'm this, but am I that? What am I truly inside? I want to take away all the view of the world and analyze my inside of myself and truly discover, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I actually want to do in life? What is my true purpose? And that's hard to understand. And for a while, these last few months, I read a book called The Alter Ego. And The Alter Ego talks about how you make up your own character. You can be whoever you want to be. So I did that at times. I made up my own character and I tried to be that character, and I tried to be tough, and I tried to work through situations the way this character would work. And to say the least, it was exhausting. And it was hard for me to keep up with that character because that's not who I am. That's not my true authentic self. And Deion Sanders in his book said, nothing is more exhausting than being somebody you're not. That hit home so hard. Nothing is more exhausting than being something you're not. Are you being your true authentic self? How do you know? The only way to know if you're being your true authentic self is you have to take time for self-reflection. You have to do the inner work. You have to meditate. You have to push yourself to limits you never thought were possible. That is your true authentic self. There are ways to perfect yourself. We all can improve. Our authentic self is not this mean person or this selfish person. Our authentic self can be selfless and loving and forgiving and patient. For me, I am not a very patient person. So I work on that a lot. And Deion Sanders actually said that in his book also. He said, I'm not a very patient person. Everybody knows that, but I work on it. So that was so validating for me to hear. I can do it too. I can be my true authentic self and be a great person and accomplish great things. I always thought I had to be somebody else to be amazing. I had to change my whole personality and my whole persona to be amazing. I don't have to do that. I can magnify what I am right now, and I can perfect those little things that could be perfected, such as my patience, maybe not worrying as much about things. I can schedule things out a little better to help with a little bit of anxiety. Deion Sanders was just so good about owning your past, owning your failures. They do not define you. And just loving yourself and who God has made you to be. You are not like everybody else because God didn't design you that way. God designed you just like you because He knew this world needed somebody like you. So if you don't act like other people, if you have a different personality than other people, be the best version of you. You don't need to be the best version of somebody else and make up this other ego and try to create this other personality when you are meant to be you, and you will accomplish the most great things by just being you. And that was so good by Deion Sanders. It seriously touched me because I'm trying so hard to create this alter ego and live up to this alter ego when maybe my alter ego is just the best version of myself. This alter ego is me accomplishing the things I never thought I could and working through those hard times and absolutely never giving up. Another point that Deion Sanders made in his book that absolutely just hit home to me was his true love and enthusiasm for God and His grace and how much God has blessed his life. Deion really opened up in his book about his struggles and his failures emotionally and financially. And he accredited his success after those failure moments all to God and His grace and giving him a second chance. And I won't describe the whole story because it's not really my story to share. But Deion actually tried to take his own life. He really shouldn't be here today. It's an absolute miracle that he's here today. And he struggled so bad emotionally because of what was going on with him. So he attempted to take his own life, and he shouldn't have lived. And the fact that he did live, Deion used that energy and used that love from God. And he put his own heart in God's hands, and he has been working side by side with God since. And he's accomplished so much. And he is not shy about accrediting his success and his his enthusiasm for life to God. And I just love that, because as a Christian, I feel like it's easy to be shy from God and shy to represent yourself as a Christian, because Christianity can be frowned upon sometimes. And it's easy to hide behind this little door and not boldly represent God and Jesus Christ and be a bold Christian. And it was such a good example for me to see Deion just wearing his heart on his sleeve and God right there, and he's accrediting God to everything. I just thought that was absolutely amazing, and how much he's accomplished through God. And it's just another reminder for me to implement and build my relationship with God and Jesus Christ every single day. And he talks about that in his book. You need to build that spiritual muscle. You need to build that spiritual muscle just like you build any other muscle in your body. How are you supposed to perform if you're not training? How are you supposed to have a good relationship with God if you're not training? There were so many takeaways from this book, and I want to read it again, and I just want to write it all down. And I just am so grateful that Deion is being the best version of himself and his authentic self. We all love Deion Sanders. We love his style. We love his swag. And I just love the confidence that he brings. And one quote that I really like from the book, it's kind of irrelevant from everything else, but he's being his true authentic self, is he says he doesn't wear cologne because confidence is his odor. I just freaking love that. Like, that is so confident to even say that. I just freaking love Deion Sanders. And I just wanted to share that with y'all today and share my passion for reading books and constantly learning and constantly feeding my brain with positive thoughts. And I'm so grateful you are all here today. And I hope you found this meaningful. I hope you can feel my passion through this episode, because I truly, truly just love building my emotional intelligence, and I want to take you on this journey. And if you are interested in joining my book club, please reach out to me and let me know. And if you're also interested in starting a podcast and sharing your own journey and documenting your own journey, please reach out to me and let me know. I was so scared at the beginning to start a podcast. I was like, who's even going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to my episodes? And first of all, I got over that fear because I don't really care what people think of me. But at the beginning I did, but I don't care what people think of me anymore. And second, what's the worst that can come of this? I'm blogging my emotional journey. My kids are going to listen to this one day. That is enough to make a podcast and record my emotional journey every week, purely because I know my kids one day will listen to this. And I want to be there for them, maybe in a unique way. And this isn't a unique way that I can be there for them. So just some food for thought for you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next week.